Spoilers for Bleach the Thousand Year Blood War arc. If you do not want to be spoiled, by all means go watch it, then come back, or stay here, you'll still have some good fun here. Now, other than that, let's begin with this video. So before we get into this entire video, I just want to make something very clear. I am not alone with this video. I actually have brought along one of my fellow friends of anime content and fellow content creator himself. Of course, the illustrious Debunked. He will be helping me throughout this entire video, and he will be handling the animation segment of this entire review / breakdown / thoughts. Now then, other than that, let's begin. First and foremost, so coming back to the series, I wanted to take a break and wait until every single episode, or at least a majority of the episodes for this recent quarter, has been finalized. So that is why I have not been uploading consistently when it came to Bleach and the Thousand Year Blood War arc. The passion's still there, I just wanted to wait to binge it, and so I did. And man, Yhwach, the GOAT, the goon, is kind of one note, not gonna lie. Like, I'm not gonna lie, the main issue that I see with Bleach, at least as far as what I'm concerned, is the villains, mainly Yhwach, and sometimes Aizen feels a bit, I don't know, stereotypical. And I'm not asking for a deep Thanos type character. In fact, even in my more recent videos, I've even spoken on the fact that sometimes it's good to just have a villain that just wants to wreck shiz. But in this context, it feels a little bit just generic. Like, it's just like, oh, you're weak, Yamamoto. Oh, you can't do this. Oh, you care for your family. Like, we get it. You don't care for anything. It's cool. Yeah, awesome. But I feel nothing for Yhwach right now. I'm going to keep it a band with you. But man, is he entertaining to watch fight. Because, man, bro, so to jump around episodes here. So my boy Ichigo is trapped in the Dangai again. For some weird reason, the weird Quincy army has decided to send one of their lieutenants to steal away Ichigo in the Dangai to keep him from helping the Soul Society, I don't know, survive after the literal attack and the war was literally declared. It's crazy. It's literally insane. I do not understand why. like I understand why, but at the same time, why? Like, what would this solve? Like, literally, Yamamoto, literally, the head captain, and Yhwach was literally saying, oh, it's been over 1,000 years. Bro, you beefing for 1,000 years, bro? It's already over. Like, let it go, bro. Let it go. Don't be such a woman about it. But, man, let's get to the one you want me to talk about. Man, we are getting close to the ascension of a legend. The ascension of the true god of death, the GOAT himself, Kenpachi Zaraki. Man, I do love his segments so freaking much. I really do. See, this is how you do a character that likes to wreck shiz. Give him a personality. That's all I ask for. Yhwach just has literally no personality. But when I'm telling you, Kenpachi is everything right now, he's everything right now. Like, he is the reason why I enjoy this recent arc so much. And man, he finally got rid of that yee ass haircut, bro. This man is dripping with sauce. Anyway, that's besides the point. Other than that, I really did enjoy this. I do want to hand it over to my buddy Debunked. I want him to thoroughly break down everything about this animation because he can do it far better than I can. So with that being said, I'm gonna now turn it over to Debunked.
When it comes to dissecting the animation of the Bleach Thousand Year Blood War, it gets incredibly tricky to talk about. A lot of people have an interpretation on how good the animation is, often putting it on movie quality and better than the things that it aired alongside like Mob Psycho or Chainsaw Man. But sure, let's pull the pin on this grenade and talk about how good the animation actually is. Before we do that, I do need to explain what limited animation is in a brief summary. I think we've all seen a scene of My Hero, One Punch Man Season 2, or Dragon Ball where we see a character do an action. There seems to be limited movement and more so the frames are looped over. Not quite a still, but not actually moving. That is limited animation more or less. And to be blunt, Bleach's Thousand Year Blood War has a lot of limited animation. Actually, the first 5 episodes are plagued with limited animation. Either that or legitimate stills during the action scenes, which leads to them coming off incredibly stiff. This isn't always the case. There are episodes that have standout Sakuga moments, like episode 6, parts of episode 7, and episode 13. And there are some standout cuts, like Yuki Sato's cut at the end of the 4th episode, Hideki Yamashita's cut in the first episode where Ichigo did his first Getsuka of the 1000 Year Blood War. In terms of the actual animation or raw movement, this is probably the most overrated part. This is also mainly due to the bright compositing that Bleach's 1000 Year Blood War has, as it's clear it was going for a bright, more modern composite, but I don't feel like this was done to the degree it could have been. Instead, oversaturating the screen with color, it also hurts their ridiculously bright effects. I know a lot of people would mention ufotable anime, but animes like Fate and Demon Slayer are much more competent with the compositing, and it's done in a way where it complements the characters and the effects on screen, unlike the Bleach 1000 Year Blood War, which oversaturates it. Once again, there are exceptions to this. Episode 6 is a fantastic example. Most of the episodes did not share that same quality. I do find the storyboards to be slightly above average in terms of TV productions, except for episodes 6 and 13, which honestly had some fantastic storyboards. The art direction is something I can say stayed consistent and really good throughout the entirety of Bleach's 1000 Year Blood War. The background art used in every single episode was incredible, which is something I hope stays consistent through the rest of the 1000 Year Blood War as it airs. I had to summarize my points in this portion of the video. The animation is very incredibly limited, outside of a few couple cuts and 2 or 3 episodes like 6 and 13. We're relying on limited animation and stills and action scenes, being aided by an overly bright composition that sometimes hurts the final product, accompanied by largely basic storyboards. Honestly, it's kind of the reverse of Jujutsu Kaisen, where Jujutsu Kaisen's 2D animation was absolutely phenomenal, but the compositing and art direction left a lot to be desired. Bleach's 1000 Year Blood War had solid compositing and phenomenal art direction, but the actual animation outside of specific episodes left a lot to be desired. I don't want Bleach haters to jump the gun and say it was all bad. I actually don't think it was bad at all, not like a lot of people have been saying, but I also don't think it's as good as people have been saying as well. As saying it's movie quality or even one of the best animated shows is just a blasphemous take. This did sound like an overly negative review or breakdown of Bleach's 1000 Year Blood War animation, but I definitely think it's important to recognize the faults of Bleach's 1000 Year Blood War so you can really appreciate when it steps up its game later on, especially since the directors themselves have stated that the next iteration of the 1000 Year Blood War is going to be a lot stronger in terms of animation. I also think the directors have conditioned the audience to trust their words. When they stated that episode 3 would have production issues, it was pretty clear that episode 3 was one of the weakest looking episodes. However, when they stated episode 6 of the 1000 Year Blood War would be impressive, it definitely was. So I think if the directors promised a more stable and stronger production, then we can definitely look in the iterations in the future, and we can really see how they're going about improving the visuals of the Bleach 1000 Year Blood War. However, this is my personal assessment on the Bleach 1000 Year Blood War in terms of animation. I'd love to know what you guys think. Back to you, Nakari.
And I thank you, Debunked, for your services. And I can't wait for the next collab we will be working on. I will be playing that out as well. Other than that, I'll see you guys later. Peace.